Have you ever had an idea and thought, this is amazing? Millions of people will love this. It will help people. It will make their life easier. It is super valuable, and you got really, really excited, and then you did nothing. Because you thought that you don't have the capabilities, maybe you're not an entrepreneur, maybe you don't have a college degree, maybe you've never run a business and you just thought, I don't have the ability to do that. Today, that's what we're going to talk about, and I want you to know right away, you do have the ability, okay? Please hit the like button, please subscribe, and please comment down below. I am super able, okay? I am super able. Let's go. Hey Inspired Tribe, how's it going? It's John here. It's Kristin here. You know she's behind the camera. And today we are talking about your million/billion/trillion-dollar ideas, okay? And it isn't always necessary to put a money value on an idea, but there's no time like the present to discover how valuable your idea is to others, how valuable what you are thinking about and what you think is an amazing solution to someone's dilemma or problem is. So I'm gonna not just show you how easy it is to get started, I also want to share some success stories with you from our life and from the people around us, and some of them have turned their ideas into $1 billion business, okay? So number one, let me tell you one thing. Everything starts with a thought. You know that. You know that living from the end, being in the vision is what creates your life. And it's just the same with if you have a valuable idea, if you have a business idea, or if you have something that would help people, then it starts with that. It starts with a thought and it starts with an idea. And usually those things come to you under the shower or when you're driving or when you are not in an active thought process. So it's very rare that people are sitting around and pondering over a problem and boom, all of a sudden there's a solution. So some of the greatest inventors have said this, that they have for decades tried to make something happen, and then they were out on a walk completely relaxed and boom, there it was, the idea that made it work. And this is how it usually happens. So if you have one of those, inspired moments where you have an idea, write it down and then let it sit and it will come, more and more thoughts for that idea will come through. And I want to share a few of our stories. I mean, one that's a prime example is Kristin came from a family of entrepreneurs. They had businesses, but they were in a completely different world with furniture and cars, and Kristin always felt like it was her calling to help people. It was not something that her family had any experience with, so basically this passion, this idea was something that she had completely on her own. What it was is just a very strong knowing and a very strong feeling of purpose that this was meant to be. And so because she made the first step and then the next step and then the next step, she ended up helping hundreds and thousands of people, from pro athletes to doctors, nurses, attorneys, you name it, people that either wanted to achieve more in their lives or wanted to just take the next step, people with really deep trauma, people that simply wanted a happier, more fulfilled, more joyful, more purposeful life. And there are so many people out there today and families that are happier and living a better life because she has followed this intuition and put this idea and this knowing into inspired action, one step at a time. And that's also a very important point, because all of us get inspired moments and all of us have inspired ideas and we feel so passionate about them. But then we look out and say, well, there's these amazing, humongous billion-dollar businesses, and they have all these operational structures that are complex, and there's how to get started, and there's accounting, and there's taxes, and there's, oh my God, it sounds overwhelming, but it starts with the first step. The journey of 1,000 miles starts with the first step. So chances are that you right now are doing something every day that you are not enjoying as much as you know you could. And chances are that you have thought about things that would really give you a sense of purpose and fulfillment, and that would also benefit other people. I mean, there's a huge chance that you are sitting on a million/billion/trillion-dollar idea. How do I know that? Well, look at some people that sit in their college dorm and simply play around with some coding on their computer, and all of a sudden they come up with something just because they had fun doing it that millions and now billions of people are using on a daily basis. Like Facebook. We're all using Facebook on a daily basis. And Mark Zuckerberg, he didn't have a master plan. He didn't have the business plan for 20, 30 years. He simply took it one step at a time. And he said, oh wow, people find this valuable. What else can we do? And then the ideas start coming. When you are in this inspired space, the ideas start coming. So you do not have to have the action plan for 20 years. It's important that you take the next step when you feel it. When you feel that you have a great idea, just allow for the next step to find you. This is how the law of attraction works. Because your focus, your attention, your awareness is in one place, it will bring you more of that, more inspired ideas. Kristin and I started a business years ago where our idea simply came from experience. We would go out to nice restaurants and have a good time, and we would always notice that there is a problem that women have when they go to a restaurant. I don't know if you girls out there are like my girl, but she likes to dress up. We like to dress up when we go out. And then she likes to have a nice purse or handbag. There's always the dilemma of where to put your handbag, right? So we came up, we had this inspired idea to create something called the back table, which is a little piece of furniture that every woman that dines in a restaurant gets, it sits right beside her chair. She can put her handbag on it, and it's just a super wonderful service and just a little touch of excellence that a restaurant has for their female customers. Now, it was an inspired idea, and we followed through with inspired action. We started this business, and guess what? You will find the back tables in some of the most prestigious 5, 6, 7-star hotels and restaurants. As a matter of fact, our back tables were and still are in the first 7-star hotel of the world in Milan, Italy. And they are in some of the most amazing restaurants all across Europe. We didn't have $1 million to start with. We didn't have a huge business plan, but what we had is an idea and the inspired passion and action to take the next step and the next step and the next step. And I can tell you that most people that we know, they have the idea, the passion, the love, rather than huge capital to start with. Like our good friend Frank Stronach, he's today a billionaire, and he came to Canada from Austria in the 1950s with almost nothing, a few $100s, and he was a tools man, so he built tools that you could, use in mass production. So he moved to Canada, started with nothing, and built a company that today employs 160, 180,000 people around the world. But his idea wasn't complicated, it wasn't complex, it was simple. His idea was to create a better product for a better price. And he was doing what he loved, what he knew how to do, and he was passionate about it. And he started by building, little rear view mirrors for the cars, and he just did a better job at a better price. So he got hired for the next job and the next job. And now this company, Magna, is basically building the whole cars for the auto manufacturers around the planet. For some of the biggest brands, they're building and even designing now the cars, which it all started with a simple idea to create better products for a better price. So you have those ideas. I know each and every one of you has ideas. I know each and every one of you has these moments of inspiration. And I want you to know that the greatest entrepreneurs out there, they are not geniuses. They don't have above average IQs. Some of them are maybe even below average IQ, but it doesn't matter. They are passionate about an idea. They see that it has value, and they follow through with taking the next and the next and the next step. And I want you to know that there's no better time than today. As a matter of fact, we are speaking to you through YouTube. YouTube is an amazing platform that I am 100% certain the founders of YouTube had no idea where it would all lead to and what it is today. YouTube has transformed how we use the internet, has transformed how businesses use advertising. It is a completely new world because of one idea, because of one company, because of allowing the inspired action to come through and to take it. If you are passionate about a topic and you know a lot about it, you can start today. For example, you can start a YouTube channel today. Even if you're not comfortable in front of the camera, there's other ways to transport your knowledge, your wisdom, and give it out to the people. And guess what? YouTube appreciates that. They want that. And through advertising, they will pay for that within a matter of months, maybe a short year, maybe even just weeks. You can get something started that snowballs into, wonderful, great, abundant income, maybe new ideas, maybe millions of dollars, because you have those million, billion, trillion dollar ideas. You just have to trust yourself and trust that source is sending them through you. That source is sending you thoughts and ideas that are highly valuable to people. So start today. In this inspired feeling mood that you're in right now, just take a notebook and start writing. Things will come out, and allow for the thoughts to come through. When you're under the shower, those thoughts, write them down and then take one step after the next. Chances are that by this time next year, you will be a business owner or an entrepreneur, and chances are that 5, 6, 7 years down the road, you will have inspired millions of people and live in a beautiful mansion on the beach. I see that in your future. Do you see it in your future? All right, Inspired Tribe, this was our beautiful message for today. Pay attention to your million, billion, trillion dollar ideas. We love you all. We wish you an inspired rest of your day, and go out and inspire the world.